All right, so here we go with the Chigee AIO-5 Lite. Yeah, let's just hop right into it. Let's see. I pre-cut this a little bit just to make it a little easier for the video. All right. Let's see. Quick start guide. Okay. So if you can see that, let it focus. Instruction manual. I'm not going to go through that. All right, so let's see. So there it goes. So let's just take this out. Got a nice little screen protector on it. We'll leave that on for now until I get ready to do the install. It's actually pretty hefty. Like it's got some weight to it, which is good, you know, for electronics. In some cases, you don't want it to feel like a little cheap unit. It's just going to break, you know, when a rock hits it, especially riding motorcycles and stuff like that. I don't know if you can hear that. Nice clicky buttons, so that's good. Very tactile feel. Got like a home button. Looks like a switch, you know, some kind of dual screen button there. I'm sure it has something to do with the interface. Camera button, and then a lock button. And that's something pretty nice right there. Is these connectors are, you know, they screw into each other, so that'll help keep it from getting, you know, pulled and yanked around and that kind of thing. So that's nice. Okay, this just pops right out. So there goes one camera. Let's try not to, I'll say try not to mess up the lens, and then I drop it right on its face. Durability test. All right. So let's just set that over there. And they come a little, looks like a little plastic on the front, so that's nice. Kind of help protect it, you know, from clumsy people like me when you're opening it up. Okay. Yeah, so that's going to hook up to the battery terminal since you have the little flat connectors there. Okay. And let's set these boxes off to the side. We got our flat pads that are going to go on, looks like bottom of the camera. Yeah, looks like some cable ties, some little nice Velcro cable ties, and then we got just some little tools that it came with. So yeah, stay tuned. All right, so we're going to do a quick little walkthrough of the menu system. I'm not going to go through every little detail, just kind of skim over the basic stuff. I'll wait for it to turn on. Turns on when you turn the motorcycle on due to the battery relay. So you have a line of switches up here. One's for home, one's to switch to your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which is also this CarLink right here. You also have a button for switching to the cameras. You can hot press that. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to show where I live. But we'll get into that later in the video. And you also have a switch that locks the display unit. So like I said earlier, you know, there's different modes. You got a meter right here, which shows your tachometer. Looks like the voltage on the battery, different things like that. And this is a GPS unit, so it can measure your speed in real time, which is pretty nice. So you got different settings. You can adjust the brightness. It's very responsive touch display, similar like an iPhone. You can customize different backgrounds, whether you want startup sound. Storage, so it has 28 gigs of storage built in so that you can wirelessly transfer files without having to take out the SD card, which is pretty hard to reach. It's right under here, so if you're wanting to get to that fairly often, you're gonna have to raise it up, but it's also pretty awkward to get to, and I'll cover that. So you format it, different features like you can choose language, time, you know, 24-hour format, different things like that. If you get the optional accessories, the tire pressure sensors, you can monitor your tire pressure, hook to your headset, remote control, which I think can go on like the handlebar, just to give you some buttons to press if you got gloves on, which this may respond to gloves, I don't know, we'll have to see. GPS, I'm not going to press that because that's going to reveal my exact location. Blind spot detection, so I have that turned on. We'll try that later. Voice alarm, calibration line, I have it on just standard sensitivity. You can have it where it switches to a particular camera if you slow down a certain speed, which is pretty cool. And then update. So see, it stopped recording. That's what that red light's been blinking the whole time. It just runs, it starts recording as soon as you turn it on. But it does need an update. I'll have to update that in a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Here's the the Wi-Fi information for it, so you can hook to that and wirelessly transfer your video files if you want to share them really quickly. Tutorial, it's pretty cool. They include a QR code in here in case you need to look at the manual. You can just check it real quick. Reset, obviously we won't want to do that. About just shows you like serial number, firmware, and all that. There's nothing in there that I need to blur out. So more, miles, kilometers, rest reminder. I don't need that. I'll turn that off. Yeah, pretty cool. It's very capacitive, very sensitive. Pretty nice. You can see a little GPS sensor right here. Shows you got signal. 302. I got it in military time because it's just easier for me that way. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is when you turn it off, it also detects and does this right here. Pretty cool. It does a little countdown and says how far you went today, and yeah, just different things. Pretty cool.
Okay, so we're out here on the bike now. I don't know if it works with gloves. Yeah, it does work with gloves. Okay. So yeah, you got maps, phone, music, messages, now playing. And then if you want to go back to the normal dash, you have some physical buttons along the top right here. So, I can go back to CarLink, I can go to video. So hang on, I got a curve right here for a second. Go to video, and there's the rear camera right there. So you can see that. Pretty cool, And now, I have it set to, see, I got a bug on my shield. I have it set to when I get below a certain speed, it'll automatically switch to the rear dash cam. So when I come up to a stoplight up here in a little bit, we'll see if it does that. Yeah, so, unless you got a headset, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot with this CarPlay other than use the nav unit. Like I have Spotify on here. I listen to a lot of Lex Friedman and Joe Rogan. But obviously I can't listen to it without a speaker headset system in my helmet. So, yeah, but it's pretty cool. I mean, it works just like, like you would have CarPlay in your vehicle. So let's see if it switches to the rear camera like it says it will once you get below 20 kilometers per hour, which is, I think, I don't know, maybe like 13, 14 mile an hour, somewhere around there. It did not switch. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I was looking away right when it switched. I guess it takes it a second to register. Alright, now that we're getting into some lower speeds and in some traffic, I can start testing this out. Okay, so you can see right here, it's already picking up. It's saying caution, somebody behind me, then it's saying somebody on my left. Of course, there's that car right there. Another person behind me. It's kind of reading where the traffic is at, which is kind of cool. Let's put it in neutral, turn signal off. I'm gonna park like this. I've got it hooked up right there, just under the front headlight. It's a pretty good spot for it. I haven't even adjusted them really. I mean, there's such a wide angle, it should be fine. Yeah, so that one's rigged up right there, and I just have the cabling rigged up through here. Let me turn this off so you can hear me a little better. I won't be fighting over the sound of that exhaust. But yeah, so right there, and then I got cables right up through there, up through here, zip tied to the frame right here, and then I just have it kind of underneath the tail like that. Oh, well, it's easily movable back though. Probably should have tightened that up. What the heck? Probably should have tightened that up a bit before I went riding, but yeah, and then just route it up through here underneath the seat and a little relay with the battery. But yeah, I just wanted to show it in traffic, show you the blind spot detection in work, you know. Then when you turn the motorcycle on, as soon as it gets power, it's going to come up. It's getting hot. Say Chigee. Of course, my fingerprints are all over the screen. And yeah, whatever it was last at, I guess. And it's already recording. You can see that blinking red. What we're going to do is we're going to head back, and I'm going to take the video off the SD card, put it in the computer, check out the video quality, see how it is, you know, compared to probably the GoPro and stuff. And you know, it looks pretty good from what I can tell. It's 1080p, 30 FPS. Hold on, before I do that, I did want to show you one thing. So right here where it connects, this is like a bracket, you know, that holds it on, right? But because of the way it's shaped in this ball mount, it's not the most stable thing. I mean, I have it pretty tight right now, but I don't know, you're clamping down like a flat surface onto a ball, and I feel like that's not the best method. You know, maybe that's just something I would change. I don't know. But also, you know, obviously I've talked about this before, but the SD cards is right in here. So you have to take this whole thing off if you have it that close to get to it. I'll probably just ratchet it up so I can access it a lot easier. But it's just, you know, minor things like that, I guess. Also the app, man, when I went to, so let's see, let's go back to here. When I went to setting, download, so it stopped recording, I went to do this and pressed that, went through the app. It said to connect to the Wi-Fi. I did connect to Wi-Fi, password's right there. Then you have to confirm. You got to wait for this thing to confirm connection, but it never did connect. So I'll throw up on the screen what appeared up on my phone, and it would just never connect to wirelessly download the footage, which is kind of, you know, just a software bug, I guess. But that's three things I would change. Just the download for the connection in order to download footage, probably the way it's hooked up, and then the port there on the bottom, make it easier access, or you don't have to get screws for one thing to unlock it, you know, just somewhere on the side. I mean, like anybody else would do, you know, make it easy. Bluetooth seems okay though, you know, for CarLink, and it works just fine with gloves. And look at that, see, pulls up just fine. So yeah, all right, well, let's get back, look at some of the footage, see how it turned out, and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. See what I'm saying right there? Like, I'm trying to press the button and the whole thing just wants to turn. It doesn't hold very tight. I guess it could stand to be a little bit brighter too. You know, in direct sunlight it's a little hard to see. It's not too bad, but well, we're just gonna head on back and wrap up the video.